Greetings, everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Shoulda Had a D8, where we invite friends, family, fans, and the cast members of The Natural Ones and Descent into the Void to discuss about the previous episodes. So with me today, I'm your Tale Weaver Omar, and I have the cast of Descent into the Void, the entire cast this time. So say hello to Travis, who plays King.
Hello, everyone.
Adam, who plays Duran.
Cloud Vagary.
Zeki, who plays Cal.
Good evening, everyone.
Alex, who plays Monaco.
Hello, everyone.
And Luis, who plays Horatio.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. So, it has been quite some time since we have a last Shad 8. We took a little break in between, and although, albeit, the internet world will hear it right after the last episode, it's been quite some time since we've actually had a Shad 8, so it's good to get the entire cast together as we discuss everything that happened leading up to the season finale of Season 2 of Descent into the Void, where a lot of shit went down. So, to just give us a quick recap, last time, Monaco had used a spell on King as he was seemingly going into the strange mind-warping experience between him and Myliki, and in doing so, Monaco placed upon King, sealing up his wound, the Burning Hand. This brought some concern to King, who went on, wrote his manifesto, consulted in Cal, who had his own little adventure of finding out that the heirs of Equipoise were being taken over by some unknown dwarf named Pox. King, you had went to bed, slept, and was visited by the Burning Hand himself, and went on and discussed plans and things about switching bodies, revealing more secrets about the Burning Hand, to continuing on when you all just finally talked about it and discussed all the secrets when it happened. Monaco admitting to everything with the Burning Hand, the plans to take over the body, so on and so forth, going into the quiet, protected area that is the King's War Room. And then there, with everything on the line, Cal giving a rousing speech for you to be together as allies and friends, and the Liberators. You got together with Julian and his knights, went off and fought the Lich that was plaguing you. And then you had discovered it was Valsharoon the Broken, or the Breaker, and in a mind-warping, or in a warping, space-bending adventure, you defeated him, got a sick set of curse loot, before finally getting an ominous portent from by Horatio and Cal for heading off and meeting up with the King to make your liberation of Fia. So, and that brings us back. So we'll just start it off. It'll be we'll start off with Travis, who plays King. So, meeting the Burning Hand and everything that went on with that. It was a very exhilarating experience between a battle between the charismatics, both ends of awful, evil, and good. How was that for King?
It was nerve-wracking, for sure, because he knows how powerful of an entity the Burning Hand is. Like, he's written in scriptures, and while he's not fully versed, he knows that he's a fiend of the lower planes, so he should not be lightly trifled with. So, luckily, I do recall specifically saying, since I was writing my manuscript, because King, I thought I was going to die, he was reading the tome of leadership that helped him grow. So he was in a fresh mindset and calling upon the strategy of past leaders and, learning from the wisdom from elders. So I felt like that helped him center himself when dealing with the Burning Hand. I felt like I went into it prepared a little bit.
And then there was that whole squaring off where the Burning Hand outrolled you in the charisma on that moment, showing his power, his might. But he also revealed so many secrets to you. What would King going through that experience, but then also hearing like these like secrets? What was going through his mind at that point?
Yeah, at that point in the conversation, he definitely was dominating with his presence. And it was intriguing because I knew for a fact that I would never, and King would never give in. He would rather die. But he was like, I'm going to use a side of cunning and wisdom he normally wouldn't have. Like, the younger king wouldn't think to deceive his enemy and lean into it. And in that moment, I was like, okay, let me try and trick him and say, like, suppose we do go along with this. What's the next step? How does this play out? And, like, gamed it with him a little bit, which I think got him on his side, and he spilled a little bit more knowledge that he might not otherwise have. So I felt like that was a cool way to show that King has grown a little bit.
Awesome, yeah. And then, of course, you went off showcasing your wings, not looking back as you hear the laughter of the burning hand before you woke up from this nightmare. And then you went on ahead and got the group together and discussed everything that went on, which led to Monaco's confession. So my next question goes to Alex, who plays Monaco. So the cat was out of the bag. Everything that went through since season 1 and most of season 2, the secret of Monaco has been released to the group, and especially everything that happened between her and the emotions and King. So talk us through Monaco's mindset going through all of this, even throughout the entirety of the season.
I think back to when she first cast Dream on King. I think that was really the start of that sort of that was kind of the step she took, and I think right before she did, she whispered, as though speaking to the Burning Hand, I do this for you. And she really was, because, well, she was asked to do so by this powerful thing. And it, more so than his power, the force of charisma and the promise of a better life, that she kind of bought into a little too much, like someone who, they entered into a dangerous deal where they have to constantly watch their back, and she kind of stopped doing that, and as a result of that, she let the Burning Hand pressure her, and then, well, we see how that went. It wasn't great. She totally turned on King. And I recall also, when she cast that final spell on King to seal the wound in his chest. When she first went out there, when she saw King down there, she wasn't doing that. She didn't go out there seeking to do that to him. She just looked down at him and asked him if he hated her, because she just felt so, I guess disgusted with herself and everyone else. And then go ahead. It's rough because she kind of got turned around, and then when she was asked to do this thing to kill this person, that's like the straw that she couldn't cross, and then it became this whole thing about trying to stay under the radar, but all of two different radars, and it's extremely exhausting for her.
Right. So I'm assuming it must have been such a relief to then finally have just, however it came out, just everything just released on the table, and to just so you're all inside of the war room now, just letting everything out, explaining everything, and it's that moment where everyone just kind of accepts and says that although they're hurt from that, but then basically the Liberated will continue and to help Monaco through this. And we did see that sense of, at least I felt, of relief in Monaco and full on I trust you. But how you, Alex, and as Monaco, would you explain your mindset going through that whole transformation?
I mean, like you said just then, it's about that trust, and that kind of was that moment when she finally kind of realized who she could trust and who she had to trust. And even if it's not yourself, even if it's not someone that you love, it can be people looking out for you. And here are these people that she's been, kind of going behind the back of, and lying, manipulating, and still their kindness and their understanding was extremely touching.
Awesome, yeah. An amazing scene, which led us to the rousing as because we still have Duran, who unfortunately doesn't care much for all this because poor Duran's soul is lost.
Oh, poor Duran.
But even so, we had Cal kind of bring everyone together with a rousing speech of friendship and unity. So my next question goes to Zeki, who plays Cal. So we will touch base on some more in a moment, but in that moment of unity, what was going through your head and Cal's head? We'll say what was going through Cal's head to want to come out and kind of hear all this from Nako, but still be the steadfast, true, straight arrow personality to join everything together.
Well, as we know, as like listeners and like the DM and I, like there's been developments that have created much larger problems than what I currently see in front of us. And I think that, Horatio got a taste of that at the end of the session. And I think that speech really, as me, the player, I wanted Cal to like kind of say something that was, thinking beyond just like the problems we're having with each other, because I know at the character level that like, we're all still here. We're all still like, we all care, even if we're hurt, which just means that we actually care a lot, which means that we can get through it and be concrete again as like our relationships with each other and everything. And I think, again, going back to like Cal's character, that's who he kind of is, as like the protector, looking out for like the people he cares about. That's like kind of always what he's done. And so this is like one of those moments where he has to like, hey, we need to get the gang back together and do some ridiculous stuff, because the evil that's going to be thrown at us is going to be nothing compared to this, or is going to be a lot compared to like this is nothing compared to that evil.
I will say though, like we were approaching like a boiling point.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? Or like an eruption point. Like if Minako did not confess and Cal did not give us that like speech and bring us together, we would have, I think, exploded like very soon, like very quickly.
Yeah, because I think like as players, we were all on the same page. Like we need to like get our characters' drama past this because we have bigger fish to fry, because we all know kind of meta knowledge of what's going on a little bit. But like as players, we only, or as characters, like we only know so much. And like we have to pretend like we weren't around to hear like, when King and Duran got married, and we were all like, what the hell? And like, but like and then our characters were like, oh, that's so great, because, we have to be thoughtful of and mindful of that, which like, I thought like having that speech was like a good like equalization point for where we are as players around the table and where we are as characters in that war room. I guess that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that speech was
It was a good speech too.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I'm like, I was surprised by myself when I said it too. I was like,
You were in character. Yeah. You were Cal.
Channeling Cal.
That improv.
You're channeling it, exactly. And during this entire time, especially, though you didn't say many words, Horatio, you were there, and mentioning the fact that Horatio is I wouldn't say so. We've established that Horatio may or may not be in love with Minako. Who knows what it is at this point? But now having Minako, everything that he knew already has now been on the table. So what is going through Horatio during this, seeing like all this happen to Minako?
I mean, he feels slightly relieved that everyone is aware of it, you know, because it has pained him in a way to have to keep all that from his best friend King, you know, like he considers King his best friend and Duran, and you know, he has a close friendship with Cal as well, and it's in a way it has hurt him to have to lie to them, you know. So the fact that
you're smearing that best friend around. Which one? Where was that? Where did that lie?
King is the best friend. Duran's second.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Cal's third.
Just want to make sure it's clear for everybody. Okay, thank you.
King is.
You rank your friends, Horatio.
That's. Hey,
glad to know where I stand. Glad to know where I stand.
We're
listen,
real close.
Listen,
Yeah.
I know.
Listen, guys, don't be mad at Horatio. Be mad at Luis. Luis is the one ranking them, not Horatio.
So Horatio likes everyone. You're just thinking as someone on the outside, what you see that he's closer to.
Someone on the outside looking in. I feel
Yeah,
like
we'll see who gets those critical shots in the next game.
Luis is indifferent about Cal at the moment. No, I'm bullshitting. I'm kidding.
Oh, so Luis hates me. Got it.
Luis doesn't hate you, he hates Cal. You gotta keep it separate.
Yeah, keep it straight.
Wow.
You heard it first on Chat 8.
No, but you know, it was tough, but and seeing that she was able to actually come clean, he knew that, you know, at the moment we all had bigger things to worry about, you get me? And I feel that the fact that she came clean about it then kind of downplayed it a little bit. Like, people kind of were like, okay, well, thank you for telling us, but we got bigger shit to worry about right now.
I mean, because what are we gonna do? King Terminus was literally like, go kill this lich so we can save my wife, the queen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we just...
And, like, your home.
Yeah,
like, we were a little busy to be too worried about that, which I'm sure, you know, eventually there are some conversations down the line that are gonna occur once we're a little more laxed, you know? But it was good that she was finally able to just come clean with everyone and not have to keep holding that secret.
Well, so with all that going on, I just have a simple question. So, is Duran actually affected by any of this? I know Duran the Gale. Well, no. Duran. I'm going to separate and say Duran the Gale is who you are now, and good Duran is just Duran, because that's why everyone called you that, but now you're Duran the Gale. So does Duran the Gale feel anything at all to this? And how do you think Duran would feel about this going on? Adam.
Duran, I think I call it Broken Duran or Punished Duran, maybe. Duran EX.
Can we call good Duran Duran?
Emo Duran.
Betrayed Duran.
Betrayed Duran, Dark Duran.
Dark Duran, oh my goodness. But anyway.
Dark Duran, like if it had been regular, it had been good Duran the Stellai, he would have been really hurt by what Minako did, and he probably would have been like sobbing and yelling at her. But Duran, Dark Duran already doesn't really have an established feeling of trust with Minako and doesn't trust her anyway, and now he just thinks she's a suspicious lying witch and that she can't really be trusted at all. He doesn't trust her at all. He doesn't really trust them that much, but he also recognizes the enormity of the task that he has before him, and after hearing Cal's speech, he understood that he couldn't do it without them. Like, no matter how he feels, these are the people who can solve the problem, and he can't do it without their help. There's no one else who can do it.
He's like, you're useful. I need you around.
No one else is going to step up to fight the bad guy but them. They're the only ones with the knowledge and the powers. And that's one thing Duran knows. He knows how powerful these people are. And even if they don't have that emotional connection, he still respects their power.
Not to mention, Cal, of course, the heirs of Erkopoizar had a balance with the Bloodline. Though they were enemies, there was a balance. And now, in the name of Hades, they want to sue Chaos. There's the whole Drusilla and Nar saying, hey, I would speak to you, but obviously things got out of hand during the gala before you got a chance to actually speak to her. But now the heirs of Erkopoizar are trying to go kill and destroy them and not just balance things. And then she knows all about your family.
Yeah, Hades is kind of like the vigilante, don't really think this through justice, and Kelemvor is like the bureaucratic, systemic justice, and you need both to function properly in different degrees, but this swing towards Hades is not going to be good.
Definitely.
I think.
The scales are definitely imbalanced right now and seem to be tipping in Hades' favor.
So I just got to keep a calm head, because I think that rebalances the scale.
Hopefully. But never.
I mean, we'll see.
But nevertheless, you all took up the next day to travel with Julius, going on and sneaking past some demons as you made your way, also utilizing King's new holder for his chalice, all opulent, and then made your way to Rainbow Ridge. But it wasn't as what you would think Rainbow Ridge estate would be, or an estate of some kind, a city. It was more like an underground or a large cavern that you saw off into the distance, swarming with undead snake guards, showing you that indeed, yes, it seemed like this was Valsharoon the Broken. So King making a fantastic temple to the gods. You all had rested, and then head off in the later hours to go ahead and deal yourselves with the Lich.
To the gods, mama.
Yeah.
It was a temple to Nyx and Myliki.
Exactly. Which I will say that the religious knights of the of Thelos, they're highly religious, would see that as a sign of, like, you got a good one, got good points in there in them, as they're more like a theocracy. Nah, I got theocracy, but their king is very religious, as you know. But nevertheless, you then headed off and went into the dungeon of the Lich, and, well, let's just recap that's really quick, and we're going to piece it apart together, and everyone can jump in at any time. You ran in there as they did a pincer attack with the other of the knights, but you, of course, had Julian on your side. Ran in there, then set off, let's see, a bunch of grass to hold the snakes, the undead snakes that were there. That then caught on fire several times over.
Wait, you totally skipped over the part where I was like, let me totally use my cool water-based dance movement.
You can talk about that as we go deeper into it.
And Rachel just flies over it.
You can tell us how you really feel in the moment. To which you then pulled the attention of the Lich, because at that point the Lich is like, I know where you are. And then went in and out of space-time fighting it, to then finally defeat the Lich in a very close battle. So, at any moment, you can jump in there, but let's talk me through your battle strategy and what happened, starting with sneaking up on the 2 or 3 snakes, undead snakes.
Oh my gosh, I want to get in there so bad and trigger that assassinate, but the map was so big that we were just going to have to pull some shenanigan to start off the fight.
It was so big.
Hit him with the range.
Yeah, hit him with the old razzle dazzle.
It was ridiculously large.
Which caused, put 2 flaming arrows, 1 to each eye socket, and then Monaco, and was it Monaco and Horatio who set it on fire with the grass that King summoned was set on fire by their fireballs.
But it was your new item you put in them. You made, right?
Yeah, that's what made it into a wildfire.
We comboed off like a wazoo.
Yeah, the spider lily arrows.
Fire lily arrows.
It was, it was really cool just having both of the DPS casters just fire off a pair of fireballs.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was a great fight.
I will say you did not use at all your new ability, Horatio, to imbue some type of magic into someone else, which is all this counter spells and fucking blasts and counter spells and blasts.
So many counter spells.
Well, I mean, that's what called for it at the moment. I didn't really have the chance to imbue much anything, but it is there and it will be used.
Well, didn't you do it to test it, but then it, like, you did it, like, the day before when it, like, would fade away?
Yeah, I did it the day before just to, like, try it out. I knew it was gonna fade away because it only lasts a minute, I think. So, in the middle of combat, if I do it, it's gonna last a while, which is good, you know? It's just gonna take a whole turn to do it, so it's because I have to use an action to cast a spell into it.
Is it an action? Oh, I thought it was a minute to do the imbue.
No. It's an action that it lasts a minute, but I'm using an action, like I'm using whatever spell I use. If I'm mistaken, DM correct me, but whatever spell I use that gets imbued into whatever I'm imbuing it into, and then it lasts for a minute.
In terms of how long it lasts, I don't remember, to be honest. It's written down on the paper. It lasts for however long it lasts. It's in the actual official ruling in Fantasy Grounds. I'll have to double check it. But it does last for some set amount of time and doing the effect of what you put on it. But it has to be like an elemental effect, though. You're imbuing, so you can only do Shocking Grass, Firebolt.
Oh, that's cool.
Something like that.
I can do Shocking Grass. Well, I don't think I might have Shocking Grass. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
You do, because you used it.
Okay. So,
in the scene.
Yeah.
I hope you do.
Shocking Grass, Firebolt.
What's that one ice thing that ability? The Frost. I forgot what it was. It's like Frost Ray. I don't remember, but there's a whole bunch.
I don't have Frost Ray. I got Cone of Cold, but I'm pretty sure that if I use like a Chromatic Orb element, you get me? Whatever element I choose from there, it can apply as well.
Yeah, doing a certain amount of damage, and of course, so you're giving that for a certain amount of time. But yeah, I'm saying you just didn't use it, but that's fine. It was fine. You guys went ahead and blasted with your abilities, which was fun. And then we went on to the teleportation, the lair action, as the domain that the Lich could expand it into. Shifted you guys to a fire zone and the
table
floating
zone?
island. More like a falling island.
It's a flip table. It would go zoop and you take damage. It was really cool.
It was so messed up though, because like the ones that we ended up in, if they had been reversed, would have been so much to our favor.
I know, right?
Well, Cal was fine in the one that he was in.
He should just be floating, like, and Duran would be dodging the fire.
Yeah, because it would have been deck saves, and then I could have used evasion.
But anyway, I thought it was so great how it worked out. Like, I thought that was a very cool fight.
I was wondering about that fight. If Duran had flown with his vagary, would he have still taken damage from the Lich's falling damage ability? Was it actually happening, or was it kind of like a mental magic kind of thing?
I will reveal that you didn't take fall damage. You just took like bludgeoning damage, just damage from. Well, you took fall damage, but it wasn't more. If you were a monk and you had that ability to not fall, would I have allowed that? I don't know, actually, because I knew that no one had something specifically to counter it.
No one had Featherfall.
Yeah, Featherfall or something like that.
Or what if I was there and I can fly naturally with my wings? Would I have taken damage if I was flying?
Yeah, because you're not. Oh, because if you were flying, would you have taken damage?
Because it was strength saves to stay on the island. So if I got pushed off, and when I would fall back, could I just levitate and not actually take the damage?
No, you would still. You would have still taken the damage because.
So then it was like a mental strike.
Yeah,
it was not like a.
Yeah, I thought it was like in Final Fantasy, like the earlier ones, when you have this kind of geographic change, and then you still get dropped back in the same place you were fighting. That's what it kind of felt like to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's actually I'm glad you picked it up because that's kind of the mental thought I had to it.
was cute. It was a cool mechanic I've not seen.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
cool.
I liked it.
It was very cool.
Even though I didn't experience it.
Yeah, we were on this shitty fire plane.
No, both maps were nice. Both maps were fun. They were good. You both... Not my fault, yeah.
I had no problem with the fire plane.
I had a very big problem.
But nevertheless, you... After all your antics, you finally defeated the... After both Julius...
After Kobe fell!
Also, Omar, isn't it Julian?
Julian, sorry. It's Julian, not Julius. It's
Julian, Koban.
It don't matter. He fell after 2 hits.
Julian did a ton of damage, and you could be thanking him for the amount of damage that he did with his...
Did we thank him?
No, you did.
I think we were polite, right?
He lived. Isn't that thanks enough?
I healed him and brought him back to life, yeah.
I gave him a potion, right?
I didn't insult him.
I gave him a head nod.
Yes, you gave him a potion. Actually, not you, but...
Well, Eudrin did it.
Eudrin gave him
It came out of my inventory.
an invisible angel.
Oh, his fucking angel.
He has no idea.
He has no idea
He's like,
that
an
it was...
invisible angel healed me.
Thank you, my gods.
Oh my god. Like, King threw up in his mouth a little bit when he said that.
Like, oh, the gods, they send their angels. But after solving the death puzzle, I will admit, one of those things would have killed one of you. Good job. Figuring out, I believe, Cal, you did some, oh, look, these symbols. Someone figured out that the symbols look something like the gods, decided to do some research or some thoughts and thinking and rolled pretty high to know which symbol was what, and was able to successfully guess the symbol of Hades that encased this undead, to which, and we will, it's fine because it's in the recording, so we're just going to discuss it anyway, go back to what we had put on hold before, Cal and Horatio. So, first of all, for Luis and Zeki, you were warped into a secret realm where the phylactery was located that you were able to grab, but in there was also an entity, a dark entity, who revealed themselves to be Hades, who revealed that, A, thanked you, O warrior of Kalimvor, chosen of Kalimvor, he said, or champion of Kalimvor, actually were his words, for releasing him and releasing everything that has happened. Possibly you had set forth the Lich onto the universe, showing that whatever you have done or had released in Eustacia happened throughout space-time because time doesn't exist the way that it exists in Eustacia as it does here in the mortal planes. But he said that he would see you in Horizon. He even bashed the biggest of bads that you guys know of, which were Eros and Erebus, Halaster and... Yeah,
and Halaster, he just like straight up called him like a baby. Like he's a child compared to the evil that I like plan to bring forth. And I'm like, oh great, I've not only caused 1,000 years of struggle and turmoil for this world, now I gotta tell my friends that I did this.
And Horatio is gonna lose his fucking mind if you don't get clean about that shit. It's like,
Horatio is or Lewis is? We already know that Lewis's opinions on Cal are. So
yeah, you know, Horatio is gonna lose his mind. It's like, come on, I can't do this again, man. You need to
Horatio,
tell them.
don't make him hold more secrets.
I have to keep.
I started telling them, and I think I even mentioned when we were like running, when we like did all of our ending all of our time travel stuff to the loop of when we went back in time to be in 2 places at once. I mentioned that like I opened up like Pandora's box and that I let some stuff out.
We don't have time for that. The thing's gonna fall.
Yeah,
talk to you later.
You guys were like, okay, that's fine. We'll deal with that because that's how I thought it was gonna be too. I thought we'll deal with that later, but later is also now, and
later is now is tomorrow. Tomorrow is yesterday. That's
and Cal is realizing that after this meeting
because time doesn't work the same way as it does in Eustacia, Cal.
Roughly.
I will say, so that's why, I mean, that's part of why the gods are so omnipotent. Well, they're not omnipotent per se, but they're extremely powerful, not only because they're powerful, because they just exist in a realm where they can just view things in a wholer sense other than just in the here and now. But I will admit this for the chat 8 and for you guys as well. I had planned the opening of the box since season 2 episode 3. So this is season 2 episode, actually I don't know what episode technically this will be in the long run, but
18.
18, sorry. This is like the 19th episode that this happened, but you guys went back in time like 5 episodes or 6 episodes before that. I just didn't have a way to get you to that point, and it caused an explosion in a magical place just seems to fit. that was spontaneous, and I was all like off the cuff, but I was like, this is how I plug it in the socket. This is how I connect it to make Cal be the
catalyst,
the opposite savior,
the harbinger of doom.
Harbinger.
Yeah, the harbinger. That's it. The harbinger.
Pestilence.
That's it. This is how I make Cal the harbinger of doom.
I mean, he's a tiefling. What is he supposed to do?
I mean, I didn't know you didn't have to open it. If you didn't, then none of this would have happened, and then like things would have been explained a different
But then
way.
we all would have died and
No,
failed.
except that Gaia wouldn't have like helped me
Oh,
at
no,
all.
the guy was Nyx.
Or Nyx wouldn't have helped me at all. Yeah. Like I have a soft spot for Nyx. No, but like secretly, now that I know that time is like fucked, I think that Cal is the burning hand.
Cal is
Cal's
the burning
hand, yeah.
You know, all this time travel. Why couldn't Cal take us back to the North Row so he could have won it?
Can you imagine, like, we would have went back to the North Row?
The reason I didn't go back to the North Rail is because Nyx didn't want me to go back to the North Rail, because Nyx is the one that like sent me back.
It's like, that's not the time you need to change.
I mean, think about it though. We would have changed that.
But who knows what else would have happened? The butterfly effect. Queen Camilla would have been dead.
Butterfly effect.
Then the king would have never gotten married to Queen Fia.
Queen Camilla.
That's what I meant.
I meant to say Queen Fia.
Queen Fia.
Queen
Fia.
So Horatio and Cal both being in this moment. So Horatio affected space and time, or time, by causing the actual harbinger of doom, and then Cal did basically the same in a different sense. So any like solidarity there?
So what you're saying is the blame falls on both of us.
Yeah, Horatio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there for Horatio's blunder, and Horatio was there for my blunder. Well,
I mean, you were there for it.
Was I?
he now knows.
I know
he now,
about it.
he-
I
no,
wasn't there.
I'm the only one that was there, but now he knows how big of a blunder it was.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, Horatio was like frozen solid. He couldn't do shit. He was just like, holy fuck.
So now we have. So these are the big bads. But so we have coming up next, or next, and the quotes. Who knows what's happening next? We have Hiei. Giselle Nalar, is she a big bad? We don't know yet. Then we have Doramo.
Balin and Jalen.
They're part of Doramo's crew, though.
They're part of the Ramos crew. But
No, they're
dead.
gone.
I mean, Balin, Dalar, and Jed, they
They're
just go
dead.
back to the plane and can just poop back whenever they
went
want.
back to their little plane, yeah.
Oh, we need to finish them off when we go to fight the Burning Hand.
Fine.
We need to see them like when they're like in blob form. We're gonna be like, gotcha, motherfucker!
Surprise,
You're
motherfucker.
dead forever.
So and then we have Hallister. So those are your 1, 2, 3, your 3, possibly 4 big bads. I mean, then Hades obviously will be number 5.
To be honest, after meeting Hades, he looks like a piece of shit.
Nah, you don't, man. You don't know though. You didn't meet Hiei in the future. You don't know how bad he can be.
I didn't meet future Hiei, you're right. But I met Hades. And if he was talking about Doramo and Hallister like they're a pair of ragdolls,
Is he just all talk though? Like, how can you trust him?
We felt an overwhelming. If I remember correctly, Omar described that we felt an overwhelming presence when we were in that moment, like when we went into the helmet. And yeah, I mean,
not only that, but like, think about the fact that he is part of the old gods. Like, truly, like, it's like weird, but he's a new god in the sense that an old god shed part of himself to become. Whereas some of the other new gods were mortals who then became gods.
Are you saying that this is like the Rick and Morty episode when they cleanse themselves and he's the super shitty Rick and Kalimvor's the good Rick?
This all reminds me of it's like Berserk when I was reading it. It's like Guts is like a human. How is he supposed to kill Griffith? He's like a dream god. What is he supposed to do? That's how I feel about our team right now.
This is just more of that level 20 content we're piling up.
I'm saying that in the process of like undoing the plane that was into the multiplane that we are existing in now, part of the glue that held that together was Kalimvor, like shedding that evil part, that chaotic part of him away, because otherwise it probably couldn't have been held together. So I might have just done something very bad. That's what I'm like. That's my meta figuring out that I'm doing right now.
So, closing remarks. So, with you all running off with Julian, you're gonna meet up and make plans to infiltrate infiltrate Fia and save it from Hiei. Final thoughts, predictions on the beginning of Season 3. We'll start down the lines. We'll start off with Travis.
Oh, it's going to be... I predict it's going to be a sneak in and, like, see what has happened and, like, see what we can, like, do while we wait for the king's people to arrive, and then we're gonna like storm the castles and open the gates from within and like do like a Trojan horse type thing. And I think it's gonna be like a, get them from the inside out, and then there's gonna be like this epic battle, and I think the queen's dead.
Wow.
Don't say it. Don't say that.
Yeah, so those are my thoughts and predictions.
Okay, Alex, thoughts and predictions?
I forgot his name, but Cal's old friend, that dude's showing up, and he's going to be instrumental. That's my prediction.
Noir Dior? Oh, no, not Noir Dior. Are you talking about...
Not Noir Dior. The old roommate with the eyes that can see
shit. Yes. You're talking about... I should know this by heart, because I have all of his but I forget his name right now.
He's got those eyes. Those eyes are going to come up.
The, like, bra dude who was, like, dogfighting in the backyard.
He was dogfighting in the backyard. That dude has magic eyes. He is so going to see something we need. It's going to be perfect.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it. That's my prediction.
Horatio, final predictions.
Final predictions. We're going to mess Hiei up. I feel, and I don't want to put this out there, but I feel somebody's gonna die. We're gonna have a scary moment.
Okay, a death of someone.
Remember, you're gonna be dead for a day because I don't have Revivify. I got Resurrection.
It is what it is. Somebody's gonna be dead. I feel it.
If Hiei killed Horatio, Monako would die.
I feel it. And the way Horatio been getting close with these Archon modes, he be getting chunked. If it wasn't because I'm passing some of these saves.
Oh my goodness. All right. So final predictions, Adam.
I predict in a moment of desperation, Duran will put on the cursed crown of Ice King.
And start to lich out?
Yeah, because our bad guys are so bad that there's no point in holding back. He's going to take a major L to try to save the world.
All right.
Don't do it.
That's my prediction.
Oh, man. Cal, Zeki, final predictions.
Final prediction is I'm going to make that boat fly. And, after I get that thing in the air, I'm going to turn it into a spell jammer by being the mortal key and ripping some space-time. and then we can just go to the heart of all of our problems somehow. No, but then I think it would be really cool just to, like, fly over Fia and just, like, all of my friends lobbing down, like, fireballs and, like, giant area of effect spells on all of these demon dancers that are running amok.
And citizens.
I know, right?
No, just we're not bombing London.
That's what
We're
you're totally describing.
no, like, obviously they're gonna have their people set up. Like, if they're, like, really
Look, there's a clump of
like
bad
putting
guys.
no, but if they're putting Fia under siege, they're gonna have, like, a base of operations. Like, that's how siege warfare works. They're gonna all be concentrated in one spot, and we can just, like, blow all of that up and do massive amounts of damage. And in, like, the smoke that clears, King Terminus's army is just gonna, like, crash through, and we're gonna, like...
Can they, like, portal in like Doctor Strange?
That,
Like in the movie?
Maybe we need to talk to King Terminus about it. That might be a thing, yeah.
You do remember he said something like he would normally, like, have teleportation circles teleport in there, but, like, he knows that they will put up wards and defenses against that, so that's why he needs you to, or someone, a group, to place the orbs that he has to get them in there.
So there might be, like, specific, like, ordinances that we need to take out.
That's the sneak part.
So we fly by night.
That's the sneak part.
And just take them out, take out the zones. Drop.
Okay.
It's just like, what is that, episode 1?
Drop the shields.
Where you have to, like, drop the shields so we can, like, get in there.
All right. Interesting. We'll see if you're able to make it fly.
I'm gonna make that bitch fly.
I unlock
to the moon,
its
baby!
attachment to gravity of my powers of the mortal key.
My final... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if anybody can get that ship to fly, it's gonna be Cal.
Oh,
My
yeah.
final words would be, old faces hopefully we'll see old faces return. Maybe not in the way that you think, but they may return nonetheless. And I can't wait to revisit after the weeks that have passed and how much Hiei can go. What's happening with Kaijin? What's going on with the Demon Dancers? Is Frostmourne out of the capital? So many questions and things that he said he would do. We'll have to find out at the beginning of season 3.
He's only been gone for, like, 2 weeks, though, right?
Literally, it's about 2 weeks. But 2 weeks is like 20
So-
days. So.
20 days, 10 days.
But do we think that Hiei has leveled up twice in that time? Now we've leveled up twice since then.
I mean, he got a lot of XP from winning the North Realm.
we barely lost.
I mean, you don't know what level he was.
I guess.
He leveled up like twice from beating us, yeah.
But did he roll a 6 to get the auto level? I don't think so.
I mean, you didn't even fight
We didn't even really fight him.
him in his final form. I'm just kidding. We'll see all the...
Alright, Frieza.
All I can say, he's an agent of Doramo, and you see what they can do.
We've killed other agents of Doramo.
You have. So I have the utmost confidence that you'll be able to survive Hiei. And using this Lich battle really were able me to put in perspective your individual talents. And I had to also factor in the new items you got. But I think it will be a wild ride.
Don't factor them in. They're cursed. We can't use them.
We could use them. We could just get cursed, though. We could just remove the curse at the end of the day.
I do have remove curse.
Curse yourselves, be cursed, and then remove it from yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I have remove curse. I'm just gonna hand you some ginger root and, like, get better.
Take a shower. You'll be fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Just drink some ginger ale and put some vapor rub on it. You'll be alright.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Canon.
So much more to see. So everyone, please tune in as we return. And you'll get announcements. Make sure you go to www.taled20.com or follow us at A Tale of D20s. Once again, on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. Where you can find out when we're going to return, but we will be taking a short break before the start of Season 3. And boy, do we have a show waiting for you. So from the first chapter to the last page, we love you guys, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Good
Bye.
night.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Internet.